Understand the reasons for transitioning. Consider carefully why you are feeling burnt out in software development and what you are seeking in a new career. Ensure that electrical work aligns with your interests, skills, and long-term goals. Explore alternative options before committing to a full career change. Explore other options within the tech industry that may provide a more fulfilling work experience while still leveraging your existing skills. Consider transitioning to a different role in software development, such as project management or consulting. Pursue a specialization in a specific area of tech that interests you. Explore non-profit or government roles where you can apply your technical skills to make a meaningful impact. Assess your financial situation. Thoroughly review your financial obligations and determine if you can realistically afford to take a reduction in income during an apprenticeship. Consider your expenses, savings, and potential earnings as an electrician. Explore apprenticeship programs. Contact your local electricians union to inquire about apprenticeship programs. These programs typically provide a combination of paid-on-the-job training and classroom instruction. Determine the duration, costs, and requirements of the program. Consider alternative licensing options in addition to union apprenticeships. You may explore other licensing pathways, such as obtaining a journeyman license through an independent contractor or trade school. However, this may take longer and may not provide the same level of support as a union apprenticeship. Seek support and advice. Talk to people in the electrical field. Reach out to electricians, contractors, and union representatives to gain insights and perspectives on the industry. Consider a career counselor. A career counselor can help you assess your skills, interests, and values and explore alternative career paths that may fit your needs. Do not be afraid to ask for support. Seek guidance from trusted family, friends, or mentors who understand your aspirations and can provide encouragement. Make an informed decision. Ultimately, the decision of whether or not to pursue a career change is a personal one. Weigh the pros and cons carefully, gather necessary information, and make a decision that aligns with your aspirations and circumstances. Remember, career transitions can be challenging but also incredibly rewarding. Let's delve further into the world of electrical work and licensing requirements. In most jurisdictions, becoming a licensed electrician involves a combination of education, on-the-job training, and passing a licensing exam. The specific requirements can vary significantly from one state or locality to another, so it's crucial to research the rules in your specific area. One common pathway is through an apprenticeship program, as previously mentioned. These programs typically last for 4 to 5 years and involve a structured curriculum that combines classroom instruction with hands-on experience under the supervision of a licensed electrician. The classroom portion covers topics such as electrical theory, blueprint reading, safety codes, and local electrical codes. The hands-on portion allows you to apply what you've learned in a real-world setting, installing wiring, troubleshooting problems, and working with various electrical systems and components. Another pathway to becoming a licensed electrician is through a trade school or vocational school. These programs typically offer a more condensed curriculum than apprenticeship programs, but they may not provide as much on-the-job training. After completing a trade school program, you may still need to work as an apprentice or under the supervision of a licensed electrician to gain the necessary experience to qualify for a license. Once you have completed the required education and training, you will typically need to pass a licensing exam to become a licensed electrician. The exam will test your knowledge of electrical theory, safety codes, and local electrical codes, as well as your ability to apply this knowledge to real-world situations. In addition to obtaining a license, it's also important to stay up to date on the latest electrical codes and technologies. The electrical industry is constantly evolving, and new codes and technologies are introduced on a regular basis. To remain competitive and provide the best possible service to your clients, it's essential to continue learning and expanding your knowledge throughout your career. This may involve attending continuing education courses, reading industry publications, and participating in professional organizations. As a residential electrician, you will typically work on a variety of projects, including installing wiring in new homes, upgrading electrical systems in existing homes, and troubleshooting electrical problems. You may also be involved in installing lighting fixtures, outlets, switches, and other electrical components. Safety is paramount in the electrical industry, and it's essential to follow all safety codes and procedures to protect yourself and your clients. This includes wearing appropriate personal protective equipment such as gloves, safety glasses, and arc flash protection, and using properly insulated tools and equipment. It also involves being aware of potential hazards such as energized circuits and flammable materials, and taking steps to mitigate these risks. In addition to technical skills, successful electricians also need strong communication and problem-solving skills. You will need to be able to communicate effectively with clients to understand their needs and explain technical issues in a clear and concise manner. You will also need to be able to troubleshoot electrical problems and find solutions that are both safe and effective. Finally, consider the physical demands of electrical work. The job can be physically demanding, requiring you to stand for long periods, lift heavy objects, and work in confined spaces. You should be in good physical condition and able to perform these tasks safely and efficiently. Transitioning from a software analyst developer role to a licensed residential electrician involves significant changes in the nature of the work, the required skills, and the work environment. Software analysts typically work in office settings, spending much of their time at computers, analyzing data, writing code, and collaborating with other developers. The work is often mentally demanding, requiring strong analytical and problem-solving skills, as well as the ability to work independently and as part of a team. In contrast, residential electricians typically work in a variety of settings, including homes, apartments, and construction sites. The work is often physically demanding, requiring you to stand for long periods, lift heavy objects, and work in confined spaces. It also requires strong technical skills, as well as the ability to troubleshoot problems and work independently. The work environment can also be quite different. Software analysts typically work in climate-controlled offices with access to a variety of resources, such as computers, software, and internet access. Residential electricians, on the other hand, often work outdoors or in poorly ventilated spaces, and they may need to travel to different job sites throughout the day. In terms of skills, software analysts need strong analytical, problem-solving, and coding skills. They also need to be able to work with a variety of software tools and technologies. Residential electricians need strong technical skills, as well as the ability to read blueprints, install wiring, and troubleshoot electrical problems. They also need to be familiar with local electrical codes and safety regulations. In addition to the differences in the nature of the work, the required skills, and the work environment, there are also differences in the career paths available to software analysts and residential electricians. Software analysts can typically advance to positions such as project manager, team lead, or software architect. Residential electricians can advance to positions such as foreman, supervisor, or electrical contractor. Finally, it's important to consider the earning potential in each career. Software analysts typically earn a higher salary than residential electricians, but the earning potential for electricians can vary depending on factors such as experience, location, and whether they work for a contractor or are self-employed. Weigh these considerations carefully to determine if a career change is the right decision for you. Furthermore, explore additional avenues within the electrical field, such as specializing in renewable energy systems like solar panel installation or smart home technology integration. These areas may offer a blend of traditional electrical skills with more modern technological applications, potentially aligning with your background in software development. Consider taking introductory courses or workshops in electrical work to gain a foundational understanding of the field before committing to a full apprenticeship. This can help you determine if you enjoy the work and have an aptitude for it. Network with the electricians and contractors in your area to learn more about the industry and potential job opportunities. Attend industry events, join online forums, or reach out to local electrical companies to build connections and gather insights. Research the demand for electricians in your region and the long-term job outlook for the profession. This can help you assess the potential for career growth and stability in the electrical field. Evaluate the potential for starting your own electrical contracting business in the future. This could offer greater autonomy and control over your career, but it also requires strong business skills and a willingness to take on additional responsibilities. Explore opportunities to volunteer or shadow electricians on job sites to gain first-hand experience and a better understanding of the day-to-day realities of the profession. This can help you make a more informed decision about whether or not to pursue a career change. Consider the impact of a career change on your lifestyle and personal relationships. The hours and working conditions of electricians can be demanding, and this may affect your ability to spend time with family and friends or pursue other interests. Seek advice from a financial advisor to assess the long-term financial implications of a career change and develop a plan to manage your finances during the transition. This can help you minimize financial stress and ensure that you are able to meet your obligations. Be prepared to face challenges and setbacks along the way. Career transitions can be difficult and require perseverance and adaptability. Stay positive and focused on your goals, and seek support from others when needed. A critical aspect is understanding the National Electrical Code, known as NEC. This code provides standards for safe electrical installations. Familiarize yourself with key sections relevant to residential wiring. For instance, Article 210 covers branch circuits, specifying requirements for outlets, lighting, and appliance circuits. Article 220 deals with calculations for determining the load on electrical systems, ensuring adequate capacity. Article 250 focuses on grounding and bonding, essential for safety and preventing electrical shock. Article 300 covers wiring methods, detailing how conductors should be installed and protected. Article 310 addresses conductors for general wiring, including ampacity ratings and insulation types. For example, NEC Table 310.16 provides ampacity ratings for various conductors based on insulation type and temperature rating. This table is crucial for selecting the correct wire size for a given circuit. If you have a 20 amp circuit using type THHN copper wire, you would consult Table 310.16 and find that a 12 AWG wire is suitable, as it has an ampacity of 20 amps at 75 degrees Celsius. Understanding voltage drop is also important. Voltage drop occurs when the voltage at the end of a long circuit is less than the voltage at the source due to the resistance of the conductors. The NEC recommends limiting voltage drop to 3% for branch circuits and 5% for feeders. To calculate voltage drop, you can use the formula voltage drop equals 2 times K times I times D divided by circular mils, where K is the constant for the conductor material, I is the current in amps, D is the one-way distance of the circuit in feet, and circular mils is the cross-sectional area of the conductor. For example, let's say you have a 120 volt circuit with a 15 amp load running 75 feet using 14 AWG copper wire. The K value for copper is approximately 12.9. The circular mils for 14 AWG wire is 4107. Plugging these values into the formula, voltage drop equals 2 times 12.9 times 15 times 75 divided by 4107, which equals approximately 7.7 volts. The percentage voltage drop is 7.7 volts divided by 120 volts times 100%, which equals approximately 5.89%. This exceeds the recommended 3% limit, indicating that a larger wire size may be needed. Grounding and bonding are critical safety measures. Grounding provides a low impedance path for fault current to return to the source, causing the circuit breaker or fuse to trip and to energize the circuit. Bonding connects all metal parts of an electrical system together to ensure that they are at the same potential, reducing the risk of electric shock. The NEC specifies requirements for grounding electrodes, grounding conductors, and bonding jumpers. Ground fault circuit interrupters, known as GFCIs, are also essential safety devices. GFCIs protect against electrical shock by monitoring the current flowing in a circuit. If the current flowing out of the circuit differs from the current returning by more than a few milliamps, the GFCI trips and de-energizes the circuit. The NEC requires GFCIs in areas where there is a high risk of electric shock, such as bathrooms, kitchens, and outdoor locations. Arc fault circuit interrupters, known as AFSIs, are another type of safety device. AFSIs protect against fires caused by arcing faults, which can occur when damaged or deteriorated wiring creates an unintended electrical discharge. The NEC requires AFSIs in many areas of the home, including bedrooms, living rooms, and hallways. When working with electrical systems, it is crucial to follow lockout-tagout procedures. Lockout-tagout involves disconnecting the power supply to a circuit and placing a lock and tag on the disconnect to prevent accidental re-energization. This ensures that the circuit remains de-energized while you are working on it. Always use properly insulated tools and equipment when working with electrical systems. Insulated tools protect you from electric shock by providing a barrier between your body and the energized circuit. Inspect your tools regularly for damage and replace them if necessary. Wear appropriate personal protective equipment, including safety glasses, gloves, and arc flash protection. Safety glasses protect your eyes from debris and arc flash. Gloves protect your hands from electric shock and burns. Arc flash protection protects your body from the intense heat and energy of an arc flash. Be aware of potential hazards such as energized circuits, flammable materials, and confined spaces. Take steps to mitigate these risks by de-energizing circuits, removing flammable materials, and ensuring adequate ventilation. When working in confined spaces, follow all safety procedures, including testing the air quality, wearing a respirator, and having a spotter outside the space. Never work alone on electrical systems. Always have someone nearby who can assist you in case of an emergency. If you are not comfortable working on an electrical system, call a qualified electrician. It is always better to be safe than sorry. Remember to stay updated on the latest electrical codes and technologies. The electrical industry is constantly evolving, and new codes and technologies are introduced on a regular basis. To remain competitive and provide the best possible service to your clients, it's essential to continue learning and expanding your knowledge throughout your career. Consider the physical demands of the job. Electrical work can be physically demanding, requiring you to stand for long periods, lift heavy objects, and work in confined spaces. You should be in good physical condition and able to perform these tasks safely and efficiently.